Train by day, Steven podcast by night. I'm gay.
What's going on, man?
It's the Steven experience this week.
I'm Steve.
That's like literally all I had. I told you it wasn't much of an intro.
That's okay.
Why do you act like you don't know the song?
I actually don't. I do not know the song.
You don't like? I think it's a pretty good theme song.
I also hear it at like 1.5 times speed. So to me, it's like.
Do you listen to every podcast fast?
Not Lemon Party. I listen to the Patreon at normal speed because I pay for it.
Okay, I listen to everything at one time speed, which is like weird to people, but I just don't like getting. I don't know why. It's like I'm just gonna use the whole time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I don't process fast enough either, so maybe it's just because I'm stupid. Sometimes I do half time speed. Not really. With Lex. I did it. God.
I used to do like 1.5, 1.75, but then I was like, I don't even know what I just listened to. So I think if you're listening to it at normal time, like while doing something else, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I like to sit at the TV and watch the Joe Rogan podcast on my TV at normal speed and just sit there with my mouth open the whole time.
Damn. So, what's the last episode of Joe Rogan you watched? I didn't plan on talking about Joe, but I watched such a natural.
He's our next target.
Yeah.
The Dave Portnoy, I think I got like 20, 30 minutes in.
That was like boring.
It's kind of weird, especially because you were sending a lot of clips from Dave when he was younger. Mm-hmm. Just hearing like what he says now and like what just in the back of my head, like clips that I have of him. He's, I mean, I don't know. Is he a billionaire?
No, I think he's worth like 200 million or something, so he might as well be.
Well, he's like a super rich guy, so it makes sense that he has to like gay out, you know?
Yeah, that would just suck to sit there and talk about like fucking boxing the whole time. I think Dave likes boxing, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I've been on a Rogan kick lately, so I don't know what to do.
Like recent guests?
No, I just kind of whatever. Like I watched the Tarantino thing. I've been on a Tarantino kick lately. Yeah, so what the hell's that smirk for? Why do you hate Tarantino, by the way? You were trying to bury him for being a rape apologist.
Yes, he's the Polanski lover. Here's what I will say about him, though. A lot of people in Hollywood still support Roman Polanski. And I honestly think, unironically, like it is a very difficult topic to talk about. You have to be mature.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Quentin Tarantino... Here's what I thought was wrong about what he had said on the Howard Stern show. I thought it was wrong that he went after the 13-year-old because he was like, oh, she wanted it. I mean, come on, seriously. Right. He could have just said like, he made Chinatown. And it's like, well, okay, yeah, that's true. Or like, well, he's in France. You know, he can't come back to the U.S. legally. He can still make films. It is what it is. But instead he was like, oh, yeah, no, I know when a 13-year-old wants to have sex and that's when she wanted to.
But I will admit, I don't know the full context of whatever that quote was, but it is like, it would be like if you like pulled up, I don't know, like Cumtown or something. You're like, oh, Nick at one point wanted Bill Cosby to come back.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Right? It's like, I don't know like how serious he was. Like he probably wanted him to come back and make movies, but I don't know if he's really... I don't know. It's just facetious, probably.
Yeah, it could also be like...
It's a joke about a 13-year-old being raped. Okay, I get it.
He's going on Howard Stern and he's like, okay, I have to say shocking things. You know, it could be something like that. But I don't know. He's a great filmmaker. Do you have a favorite Quentin Tarantino film?
No, I'm not an expert yet. You asked me 1 week too early because I'm going to watch everything. I've only seen 4 movies, if you count Kill Bill as one, which he does. So
why wouldn't you count Kill Bill as one? Oh, like Kill Bill 1 and 2?
Because it's volume 1 and 2.
Oh, I see.
But he counts it as one. But yeah, no, I've seen Kill Bill and Pulp Fiction, but I saw them when I was like really young, which is why I never really cared about Tarantino. But I liked Kill Bill when I was a kid. I remember when my mom, which is crazy because my mom rented that movie when I was like 8 or 9. I just remember like renting it from the video store. But yeah, anyway. And I've seen Inglourious Bastards when it came out in theaters. But I watched Reservoir Dogs for the first time yesterday. That might be my favorite.
That one was really good.
Them all.
Yeah. Kill Bill was the first one I watched. I think that one's my favorite. Mm-hmm. But I watched Pulp Fiction when I was young as well. And I watched it on YouTube back when YouTube would have like movies in like 9-minute increments. But somebody had put the movie in order. And so I didn't know that the whole movie is like out of sequence. And so when I like rented the DVD, I watched it. I was like, what is wrong with this DVD? It's like broken or something. But
somebody ordered it on YouTube?
They put it in order. I know, right?
Yeah, I don't know why. I've been just on the Tarantino like interview rabbit hole or whatever. I don't know. I like how autistic he is about movies, but there's just like his mannerisms and stuff are very funny for me to like watch and everything. There's the video of him. I don't know if you've seen it. And there's the video of him like outside of a Starbucks and some guy's just like recording. He's like, what are you doing?
Yes, I've seen that. Doing? Yeah.
Put that down. What are you doing? And then he acts like he's going to like charge him and then he fucking starts laughing. I don't know.
Man, he's great.
Yeah.
So if we sound a little different, we have a new audio recorder which has some new features. So Steven's going to help me demonstrate some of these new features. So Steven, I'm going to ask you to do me a quick favor. Can you just find the Wikipedia page for George Floyd?
Okay.
And then just start reading it. and then close your phone and that's it. That's all you need to know about George Floyd.
Okay. I'm going to the George Floyd wiki right now and just start from the top.
Yep.
George Perry Floyd, October 14th, 1973, was an African American man who was murdered by a police officer in Minneapolis, Minnesota. During an arrest made after a store clerk suspected Floyd may have used a counterfeit $20 bill.
That's it. We've got 4 sounds.
All right.
Yeah, I've got 4 sounds on this thing, but I can load multiple sounds. And it's weird because it's all on the SD card. So I can also use like an old episode of Steven as a sound on here if I wanted to. So the other one is Kanye West. He's going...
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And then the last one, this is for the news segment, which we'll get into here.
Oh boy, it has just been revealed. Big news.
And so there are different settings, so I can hold that down.
Let's shout out that guy, by the way. What's his name?
Dash Dabrowski.
We
want
talked
you
about him,
yes.
haven't we? But I can never remember. Oh, big news. Holy shit.
Oh
Sorry.
boy, it has just been revealed. Big news. Big news.
Yeah, this new year is going to be a lot of fun, folks.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot. Oh, shoot.
You can only do 4. Wait, how many sounds?
4 at a time. 4 can only be on here, but I can load like hundreds of them. I can only just have like these 4. I have to like go into settings and swap them out.
Okay.
So yeah, that was me messing with it.
George. Thank you. I didn't want people to have
That's
to hear
why
that.
I was antsy about it being up on the table because it was like I didn't want it to be obvious. Like
I love this surprise. Thank you for surprising me with with the recording box.
I'm really bad at being cryptic. Like whenever I try to like be somewhat secretive, it's like so obvious I'm hiding something, or it's like it sounds like I'm gonna kill someone.
Well, like 5 minutes before recording, I must not have been listening to you for some point because you're like, it sounds like I'm tricking you or something. But I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, that was a good trick.
Thanks.
Trip by day,
I actually want to
podcast by night. I'm gay.
Another thing we can do now, we have sound. We can play sound. So have you seen this clip of Neil deGrasse Tyson angrying out about the vaccine?
Oh wait, so you can literally have like all the sounds on your fucking computer and just hit a button on your computer and it would come through, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I could. So we're gonna test this out.
Okay,
Here's,
with Neil.
Yeah, Neil.
Any context for this? Or you're just gonna play Neil?
Yeah, I think is ing out over the vaccines.
That's his loud.
If you want to get an abortion, get an abortion. If I want to get the vaccine, I get to choose. So you can't force. If I can't force you to get an abortion, you shouldn't be able to force me to get
it's not about you. It's about people you interact with, and that's the social contract of public health.
We don't even know if the vaccine worked or not at the time.
Yes, that's what the trials are, dude. Data out there.
But let me ask you a question. Are we saying only one type of scientists are right?
No, we're saying
16,000 that signed that.
no. The system in place to test vaccines.
Yeah.
There's an entire system that's in place that with review boards and all that's in place. Now you can say, I have a better idea than all these review and the CDC. I have a better idea. Here's what you should do, and that would have made everything better. Okay, you can put forth that idea, but what I'm saying is, in a case where you can contaminate someone else, it's not about you. It's about collective health.
You're assuming because somebody can take the vaccine, won't get COVID, which, by the way, I don't need to play the clips for you to see it, where everybody said, hey, if you get it, you're not going to get, if you take the vaccine, you're not going to out Joe Biden. I can give you Fauci. And you've seen these clips before. It's not like you've never seen it before.
Yeah, what happened
They were wrong.
Hold on. So.
Okay, so I'm glad that we got nothing out of that clip. Other than Neil deGrasse Tyson needs to take some gas X. Dude,
New gear, baby.
What the heck?
We're having a lot of fun with the new gear. By the way, the new gear, baby. Get out of jail free card, dude. We don't have to be funny anymore.
I know,
we can
right?
just literally.
That's why whenever you were
Don't
like,
be scared to hit it. If I'm getting boring.
no, I'll.
don't know why I just didn't do it. Yeah, if I'm talking too much, just hit me with a.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Kanye.
Gotcha.
All right, so we've got some current events.
Oh boy, it has just been revealed.
You know what grinds my gears? Here's what grinds my gears. Websites. So specifically news outlets. A lot of news outlets will update their articles as new information comes out. I understand that, but changing like the name of the headline entirely, I hate when they do that because the other day I was reading a website or I was reading an article about this student who went to school and he used this epic life hack to get homework canceled for his class, right? I go and find the article today. Here's what the article is. It's and like, imagine having to try to find this. It took me like 20 minutes. 6-year-old is unlikely to be charged in teacher shooting, but parents could be, experts say. You know, it's like, I wanted to know what his life hack was, and now I'm reading about some kid who's just shooting his teacher. Yeah. So I don't know what to do with that. Did you hear about that?
No.
He shot his teacher. I guess his 6-year-old brought a gun, his parents' gun, which they legally owned. But he is, you know, so...
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Wow.
He shot
You didn't even have to say. You just had to press the button, and I knew exactly what you meant.
By the way, he is. So, just so you know.
Oh.
Shot his teacher. She's alive. And something that was kind of confusing about this article, though, is like the police were saying that she's like a hero.
Wait, the article was titled, or the article said he wouldn't go to jail, but his parents would? Like a 6-year-old would just be like a prison bitch?
Right.
Like, what?
They're trying to throw him in.
Yeah.
Oh, she escorted the classmates out. That's why she's a hero. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought it was like they just sling that around. It's like if you trip and fall and you go to the hospital, it's like the police will say you're a hero. Mm-hmm. This lady's a hero. She fell down. We were able to arrest her so much easier. So she's a hero. Not much to say about that. I guess I'm surprised it took this long for something like that to happen. For like a kid to just grab the gun and, you know.
To bring it to school, though, that's kind of hard. Like, that shit, he probably weighed a lot in his backpack. He's probably walking funny.
It probably took him a second, too, to, like, pull the trigger. Because it's hard to pull a gun trigger. He had to be, like...
Yeah, how much worse is it to, like, if a kid pulls a gun out and shoots you, that's pretty bad. But, like, to watch a kid fidget with a gun for 10 seconds and then shoot you, that's got to be fucking hell.
I mean, you could run up and, like, knock him over.
Like, don't do it. And he's still, like, fucking with the safety.
Hey, the safety's on, even though it's not. And he was like, it's not even loaded. You don't even have it loaded.
Dude, I want a kid to bring a bazooka to school.
Yeah, in his backpack. You said homework? So Congress is debating whether or not homework should be banned. Just kidding. You know the drill with all these shootings.
Oh, did you hear about the IRS thing? I have, like, no information about this.
I did.
Are they going to abolish the IRS?
I hope.
Taxes?
That'd be awesome. That's all I've got.
We're moving toward utopia, I think, in this country. So,
yeah, we... I was trying to find a way to use that Kanye sound, but it was going to take too much time.
What's that from? Like, when did he say that?
It was like some interview recently. It was about him getting like losing his contract with Adidas. And so he was saying there was never going to be like another contract with like a star again because of the blowback from the stuff he's been doing and like all the legal hurdles that have had to been jumped through, something like that. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I saw. So someone posted that video, and my favorite caption someone had, it was like, when you're in class and you have your calculator under the desk, and your teacher tells you to put your phone away, so you pull out a gun and shoot her. Boom. JK.
What happened to the news? Throw some topics at me. Maybe I'll have some takes. I just didn't write down any news.
That's all I have for the news.
Okay. Well, here's just some random stuff then.
Yeah.
Before I do my beef of the week that I haven't come up with yet. I have an idea.
What's that?
Here's my beef of the week. Because I actually did write this down, not as a beef of the week. Bert Crystals, whatever the fuck they call him, as a meme.
Crystals? What's the meme for that?
I don't know. There's some meme. Anyway, Bert Kreischer. Is it Kreischer or Kreischer? I really thought about it.
Who cares?
So you know about like him and Tom Segura, they have this gift giving thing where one of them gives a gift for the birthday and then they top each other every single year. And they're probably going to hit like $1 million. So you know about this, right? This thing they do. And so this year, did you see the gift that Tom got Bert?
The cup from Hitler?
Right.
Yeah.
So this is Bert's story. That was like... So
He's naked.
So this is me reading into a situation, and if anybody listens to this and they like Bert at all, and I don't hate Bert, but I do think Bert's a liar. I think Bert's a compulsive liar.
That I would say. I say yes to that too.
I don't believe that fucking machine story. That's all bullshit. But anyway, he.
Oh God, I totally forgot about that.
Dude, you do a pretty good Bert impression.
I'll let it slip out again.
Okay. So yeah, the cut from Hitler, and I watched the clip of Two Bears, One Cave, and him telling a story about how he was walking across the street, and he said he saw Orthodox Jews with curls. So he's not just talking like Ben Shapiro, he's talking like Hasidic Jews. And he goes, and he tells two different stories. The first one, he's like, yeah, these Orthodox Jews walking across the street, and they're like, hey man, love what you do, or whatever. And it's like, dude, there's no way. Hasidic Jews are not watching Bert. They're not in on the Hitler Cup. And if they knew about it, they would not think it's funny.
Right.
And that was his story, basically.
That's so stupid. That was probably just his way out of it. Like,
No, it's his way probably. It'll be like, Tom, you got me a good gift. Like, yeah, I got you a jet ski a couple years ago, and you got me a fucking cup. Mm-hmm. But I really like it. It's so crazy. Even people other people like it.
I see.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I read through that bullshit, but maybe I just have a wrong pulse.
You don't think it's him like trying to dodge blowback? Like, and just so you know, before you say,
that too.
Jews loved it. A Jew sold it to me. I paid 50% over the asking price.
Yeah, it probably was owned by a Jew.
Yeah,
That's
Bert.
my beef of the week. I just think I don't know. I try not to hate on him too much, and now I feel weird. And then, okay, we'll get to my second beef of the week, which is the fucking comment section. Everybody defending Lex Friedman because they're babies.
I know.
And it's like, I don't feel bad for shitting on Lex because his book list was for babies. And we're not going to rehash the whole conversation, but the people coming to his defense say it. You said it. They're just proving our point.
Yeah. Us dogging on his reading list was like an IQ check, and then the people like commenting, getting mad, are revealing to us what part of the bell curve their IQ is on.
Yeah. Anybody like? I think the average people, the people that come out and go, because we have got a ton of blowback from this.
Right.
So much blowback from.
Just so you know, I was walking down the street the other day, and Lex Friedman, he said, "Love that clip that you posted 2 hours ago."
Love that clip.
Yeah.
I
just want to say that was profound.
Indeed.
And I love it. You know what though? I hate to interject.
Very good.
I watched his video where he's like talking about the Twitter blowback, and he has not read he didn't read 1984 prior to making the reading list, because he mentioned all the books on the list, or not all of them, but he mentioned a collection of them. He really got into like the Dostoevsky books, and he was like, I've read these books in Russian, I've read them in English. There's a lot of things like, it was very clear that he has read those books multiple times, and he was kind of like, you could just tell by the way he was talking about it, he's read them. But whenever he would bring up like 1984, he kept just saying it was profound, and that's it. He had like no examples, the same way he was talking about other books. So, and again, I haven't read 1984, but but you're late. You missed the mark. If you have not read 1984, you missed the mark. If you're going to read it in secret. Don't go out in public.
Book. Stop being bitches out there, people.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I did find on Goodreads, I don't know if somebody made a list of his list or if I just found his account on Goodreads, but I did find the Lex Friedman book list, which we will link in the episode description because we all want you to be smarter. Actually, you know what? This week, that's what we're going to do. I wasn't looking at porn. Don't look at. I had porn tabs open too. Okay,
thanks for saying
it's
my
in
name.
Google Chrome. Steve, I had porn open. Okay, don't look at the porn tabs. It's Google Chrome's for porn. You can leave the porn in there. Well, bleep me. It's porn.
3, 2, 1.
Does it actually cut me out when you hit it?
No, I'd have to do this.
No, but was it doing it with the computer? Okay,
I was doing that with the computer.
You know what? Because it's already out there, we're just gonna read what the porn titles are.
Okay.
All right.
Big Brother, Thought Crime, Doublethink, Newspeak, Thought Police, and Orwellian.
I don't want to admit to that.
Okay.
Where was I? The Lex Friedman book list, which we will share in the thing.
Yes.
And in the description. And what was I saying though? Where was I going with that? Oh no, that's it. Fuck, this was my angle. We're going to be nice this week.
Yeah.
We're going to be nice this week. We're going to include the link in the description. So everybody that wants to read 1984 and Animal Farm. Oh, Animal Farm. It's all a metaphor for some bullshit somewhere else. It's so deep and profound.
The funny thing, too, about that clip I posted, I literally said that I had purchased some of the books on that list like days before we recorded.
Yeah.
That I intend on reading, too, but I don't know.
Because I didn't listen to the whole clip.
Yeah, in the clip, I think I said it.
Did
at least
you have
in the
your
podcast.
book list in the clip?
No, I didn't have my book list.
Okay.
But I said I was going through the other books on his list, and I said whatever.
Oh, right. You're like, I just got that book. Okay, I remember.
So,
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to lay into him anymore. It's probably a dead topic, but I'm sure he's going to do something. Like, that's the only reason we keep going back to him. I mean, last week, if he had didn't say anything about being canceled, we probably wouldn't have fucking made a clip out of it.
I mean, this guy has a black belt, but he like
is the biggest
cries
pussy
over.
ever. I'd kick his ass.
Cries when people are making fun of his book list.
I know what to do in a situation. Oh shit, porn's back up.
What is that?
It's definitely yelling outside. I just don't know if it's like on the next door.
All right, we just heard some just heard some stuff going on outside. That was eventful, fun on the podcast. But anyway, as we were saying, okay, so we lost the audience with the Lex Friedman slander, right? But we're gonna win the audience back. What is our most viral video? It's our garden video where we're talking about the dynamic duo of twins. As some of you know, Fletcher released a new album last week, or maybe a few days ago, The Rotten Opera. So we're going to talk about Puzzle's new album. So I guess we should start with like first impressions. What'd you think?
I thought it was a lot different than anything he's done before, right? Like, didn't you feel like there's just different, like new sounds, new, like I did feel like it was a different
album-wise, yes. Because do you remember that EP he had in 2020? Places We Choose Not to Look.
Yeah.
Very similar. If you look at the album cover, you'll get what I'm saying. It's like a continuation of that, which may have been the last thing he released. But very different from any of his other work that he has made.
Mm-hmm. But no, I liked it a lot. And what did you think?
I also liked it a lot. I guess to kind of put things into perspective, the album he had before this one was Exhale, which is
my favorite.
That one's on my list too. I feel like a lot of the songs are like, I don't know, just they all sound very different, and a lot of them are very fun. Even the collaborations with like some of the crappy artists, I still like those songs. They're really good. This album, the new album though, I feel like it's like, I would imagine if I were watching a movie of like someone discovering war crimes, I would imagine this album would be playing in the background. Like it's just very, I guess, dark, and there are some dystopic 1984 songs. And I was looking at the lyrics to a lot of them too, and I don't know. I like the dark tone. Some of the songs kind of blend together a little too much to where like I had to check the tracks in order to figure out what the song was, where I feel like with the Garden's latest album, this song stood out enough for me to kind of pick apart which ones I liked, and with Puzzle's other work as well. But I think Puzzle in general, the difference between him and Enjoy, Puzzle like creates like melodies and like worlds within his album, where I feel like Enjoy, he just, he makes good albums and he makes good songs, but it's like his is more about like having fun. I don't know. They're
just so unique, like in their own way. I don't know. Like Puzzle, like is a lot more experimental. I feel like, or at least this one was like, it was different. Also, I love on the Rate Your Music page, one of the descriptors is medieval, which like that's apt, and dungeon synth, which
that's a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah. So what did you say your favorite track was, or did you say?
I don't know if I have a definitive track, but probably my favorite one would be though the first track, which was the single, the Love Is a Place to Hide. I just thought it was like the right blend of like the dark, like ambient mood building, but then also like the fast, like the claps, stuff like that.
The Garden in general might be like one of the best bands at like at opening songs, like opening tracks, like that set the tone for the entire album. I feel like the Garden's like always, like I never start a Garden album and don't finish it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like I had like the whole thing, and obviously this one wasn't very long, but I like that one. It's very funny because when like singles come out, you will always send me them, and I like never listen. Like I just wait for an album to come out, unless it's not going to be on an album. But this one I assumed would be.
Yeah.
So like I always wait to listen to it. But yeah, I like that one, and then. The Kiss, I think The Kiss and Personality Ransack, which are the fourth and fifth track, were probably my two favorite.
Yeah, those are also on my list. I really liked, The Kiss. Same thing as the first song too. It kind of like starts off all slow, but then it gets into like a dancey like club song. Like I was just thinking of like John Wick or something. And then Personality Ransack. I like the Alvin and the Chipmunk, whatever the song normally was. I don't know, just like the fun, super fast version of the song. Actually, I don't know if it's my favorite, but my second favorite is 100 Geese. I really like the chorus on that a lot.
I like that one too.
And Slater, I don't know. I can't get into him. He had the singing part. I don't know. He just sucks. I don't.
Well, I mean, it's an honest puzzle review.
Yeah.
Honest in all caps. So if you didn't like something on it.
Yeah, his part was kind of cringy, but I liked Puzzle's parts of the song enough to where I'd listen to it multiple times. So it eventually grew on me. So maybe I should give Slater like another listen, because when I've tried to listen to him in the past,
How many times have you listened to this album, honestly?
Probably like 35 times.
Okay, and I've listened to it like 3 times. So that's the difference. But here's the thing is like, I think it will grow on me a lot more. I like it a lot. I think I give it like 3.5 or 4 out of 5. I don't know. Like if I was giving a rating. And I think I like his older stuff more. Like, I don't know why it like resonates with me, or however you would say. It's and probably just like at a different time in my life or something, where like when I found them and I was just coming into my own. So I like the older stuff more. I like Exhale, which is only a couple years old, but
yeah. Okay, this is what's weird though. So on Rate Your Music, his first album, That's Fine, came out in 2013. And then, let me count real quick. He has 9 other albums that came out in 2013, which I went through all of them. I've listened to all of his music now. And I think Drinking Blood, his 2014, it's like a 2014 shorter album. I feel like that's when he started to kind of like develop his signature sound. Then next is Silver Jungle, which I think might be my favorite puzzle album of all time.
I might not have listened to it, so I may be a puzzle noob then.
It used to be on Spotify, but when Burger Records like disbanded, a lot of their stuff got taken off. So I found it on YouTube. So I actually didn't even know it existed. I didn't even know that whole back catalog of his stuff existed. But that one I love. I feel like the world building on that album is so good, and just I don't know, the songs like they stand out very well. Some of them are like faster and the slower ones. To me, I don't know. I feel like a good album is something like that, where they can, like, I'm not bored to death, but I also like the longer songs. They just need to know how to, like, I don't know, keep your attention as well.
I like this world building you're using.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good way of putting it, because it does feel like an entire, like the album has like a consistent atmosphere and tone and everything to it the entire time. All of his albums do, but yeah, I didn't listen to Silver Jungle, so I will have to listen to those ones. I've listened to some of the 2013 ones, but Soaring, that was like the one that I first really got me into puzzle.
That one, that album, like the world in that is like an ice level, like every ice level from like Super Nintendo games or something like that. I don't know, or like water levels. I just like, it's like such a clear sound. I don't know. I love it though. And then I put his first album, That's Fine. That's number 3. So number 3, favorite album's that one. Number 2 would be Exhale. Number 1 would be Silver Jungle.
Where would you put Laying in the Sand?
Probably number 6, because my honorable mentions, I have Tighten the Reins and Soaring. So I'd probably put it below that.
Okay, here, I'll do on the fly my top 5. So I think The Rotten Opera right now is 5. It can still move up, folks. 4, Tighten the Reins, probably. These are going to be all the most recent ones, but still, I mean,
that's the first one I got into when it like really clicked for me, and I started listening to Puzzle instead of just Another Word for Joy.
Then probably Soaring at 3. No, maybe. What the fuck did I give Laying in the Sand? A 4 to 5, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll go Exhale, Laying the Sand tied for first and second, or whatever you want to put. I don't know. Those are probably my 2 favorite. So in Exhale, like on Rate Your Music, which
I know it's low.
Anybody listening that doesn't use Rate Your Music, get on there and just start rating Garden albums. Give them good ratings.
Yeah.
If you love them.
Boost them.
Like that's crazy to me that Exhale is a 3.
I know.
And it has the most ratings of any of his albums. So again, it probably is like reached like the masses or whatever, and like people are not used to the Garden. Like people that don't like experimental stuff, if they put on the Garden, maybe they just wouldn't like it. But
I feel like that album was still pretty accessible. I don't know. Yeah, that Over 1, 2, 3, 4 Think is a great
like
song.
One of my favorite fucking
sitting in the back of my car. The beginning of that song sounds like a Donkey Kong level.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What's the guy Funky Kong when you go to his like hut? That's what it sounds like. And is it called I Got Shot, or I Think I Got Shot?
Yeah, that one's great too.
I think it's my favorite. One of my favorite puzzle
that's probably
songs.
why that one's my favorite album.
It just has so much character too. Like that, I don't know, just the little skit of him as like a medieval like knight in the battlefield, and you hear the sound of the arrow like getting him, and I don't know.
And then just the what's the word I want to use? The not caring kind. I mean, just their voice is like monotone at times. I got shot today. Like it's not a big deal. So it's sort of it's a funny song, which obviously they always have funny songs, because like Red, Green, Yellow is when I knew they were like hilarious. It's like, oh, this is literally a song about fucking like a traffic, traffic director,
just the traffic
whatever
light.
you would call it. Yeah, the traffic light.
Have you ever watched their commentary on Haha?
I have not.
Let me pull one of them up, because
I've seen like an interview maybe where they do talk about it, but yeah, pull one up. now that we can fucking literally just play
Because
through
they're all videos, and each one is like 30 seconds long for each track. Mm-hmm. So here's the one for Red, Green, Yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Red, Green, Yellow is basically just a theory. It's just a theory, basically. It's just a theory about someone and different types of people who live under intersections and streets and control the lights to make a lot of money and
It's actually a theory I had.
and make you go get more gas, basically.
I always wondered why when you're pulling up to a red light, every time, right when you stop, the light turns green, and then you have to gas it again, and it's just like, it feels like you're wasting so much
Time
gas.
to get back to the gas station, go pay the gas company
I'm
some
wondering,
more money.
is that a ploy to just get get everything more
Gas
cash,
prices
more
keep
cash,
going.
more cash flow?
Yeah, it's basically a song based in theory, sort of.
So yeah, they do that for every single track.
Damn.
And it's funny.
It's crazy because they're just on the same wavelength all the time.
Yeah.
And so like for an interviewer or somebody, it's like they'll kind of fade out before they finish a sentence there, or something.
Because they're like, yeah, we already know. But it's funny. The one time when they're not in sync is like who came up with that idea. Because I don't know if that was Wyatt or Fletcher. I'm gonna guess Fletcher, who was like, it was my idea, like on the side after they kind of discussed the concept. But yeah, everything they do is just, I don't know, it's funny. I was thinking of on Enjoy's album, what is that album? What's the album? Oh, Small Car, Big Wheels.
Yeah.
The last track, it's called like Enjoy Live at Easter Island, and it's not actually a song. It's like a little skit where they're trying to play music there, and then the crowd keeps booing them, so then they have to like play a song that's good and win the crowd over. Just like funny stuff like that.
What was the last Enjoy album?
The
Sessions with a Nasty Tree. Old
I actually
Tree.
didn't like
Sorry.
that album.
I didn't like it as much either. So you can crucify us, or we can get called. Wait, what did they call us last time? The negative comments.
They called us a bunch of.
Yeah, no, the very first negative comment we ever got on this channel. Well, the garden's popular now. It's like, fuck
yeah.
you. I like the garden for
You know what we weren't doing?
7 years, 6.5 years.
Yeah, you're like
Fuck
an OG fan. You know what we weren't doing at the shows? We weren't putting on clown makeup.
Well, it's like the people that pretend that they knew them before they were
Yeah.
famous. We're not going to go over this again. But that fucking lady, the chick at the concert.
I started listening to The Garden before Horseshit on Route 66
Oh,
came
no, that
out.
was the comment. One of the comments in in the comment section of our video was like, I've been listening to them since like 2010 or something.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they weren't around, but maybe they were. Maybe they're doing concerts and stuff just because they didn't have a release, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
But all in all, it's good.
Loved it.
I can't pick a definitive solo career that I prefer because when I knew that Puzzle was releasing a new album, that's when I started really listening to all his stuff. So
well, Galaxy Brain Me. What was my base take that person complimented me for? The Galaxy Brain take is that Another Word for Joy is the best album, solo album, but Puzzle's better all around, right?
yeah, that's what you said.
Okay, I like that take. I'm sticking with it.
Sweet. Okay, so we've got a few more thingies.
It might just be windy outside at this point. I
Yeah.
don't know. Is it like fucking? I mean, unless me just standing outside the window.
I heard you guys got the soundboard.
Are you guys Steve? And Steve?
In?
Oh, it's raining.
Do we want to do beef of the week?
No, I did my beef of the week. The
Oh,
comment
shit.
section in Bert.
You're right. Okay,
go
I
ahead,
didn't
do
do
your
my
beef.
real beef. I didn't do my real beef of the week. Mine was, it's small. It's just whenever I go on TikTok or Instagram Reels, some people will have lapel mics, the mics that clip on.
Yeah.
But they hold them. I don't know if they lose the clip or if the clip breaks. But it's like they look like a giant, and they're like, okay, this is Andrew Callaghan's allegations. This is him literally raping me. But the whole time I'm looking, I'm like, why are you holding the lapel? You've murdered the meaning of anything you're talking about because you're like, it's like you have a teacup. You know, It just bothers me.
No, I don't like looking at that either. I know what you're talking about. Wait, will you explain the Andrew Callaghan stuff to me?
I think
What's going
I think
on?
a bunch of girls have just unilaterally, is from weeding. I've come out and said that he. Some girls are saying he sexually assaulted them. Some are saying he didn't sexually assault them, but like.
Have you seen the guy? He looks like he sexually assaults people.
I know, right? But it's like he was pressing. It's the gray area where it's like one of the girls was like, yes, I consented, but he like kept. It was to get him to shut up.
Well, if you're a girl trying to ruin a guy's life, don't give up that.
Yeah.
Like you lost all your ground there.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
So I guess he's canceled. He was never. I never thought he was good anyway. But the only thing I ever saw of him was when he interviewed Ariel Pink, and that interview was awful. I was
So
trying
bad.
I was trying to skim through it for this episode, but it was just like I don't know. It was just too boring.
That was so bad.
I mean, Ariel Pink.
That was the only one I've seen.
To be fair, he is like not a good interview. He's not. Sometimes he just like rambles and goes on and on. But I
Yeah,
mean,
he's not. I watched like 2 minutes of him with Tulsi when he went on Tucker. Mm-hmm. I don't know, I watched like 2 minutes of it. I don't know. I like his music, but I don't care to like listen to his interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
I like him, but
there's actually the super old interview of him at Moog Fest, which do you know what that is? It's like a synthesizer company.
It's Moog, by the way, but
is it?
It's pronounced Moog.
Oh, okay.
Not to be that guy, but I have to.
At Mog Fest, at MAGA Fest.
Yeah.
But it's like someone just set their camera on the ground and he's like sitting in like a beach chair in what looks like a jail cell, and it's like a 7-minute interview. But he like gives the most context for all of his music and than he's ever given. So it's like that's the only interview you need to watch to get the idea of how he put the music together. But
yeah, I will have to watch that. What was I going to say? I did have something pop into my head. Andrew Callaghan and the Logan Paul stuff.
Oh yeah, I'd never heard of that. I didn't know.
Yeah, it was just like today. I guess so he had a pig and he had posted at one time like it was supposed to be a teacup pig or a miniature pig or something, and it ended up being like fucking huge. And then some wildlife reserve or whatever was like, yeah, we found the pig in a fucking field next to a dead pig. It was just standing there and had like mangled ears or something. And so, but then Logan like quickly damage controlled it, and he had like 3 consecutive tweets where he basically was like, no, like I had to sell the pig before I moved to where the fuck he moved to, Puerto Rico or Costa Rica, Puerto Rico probably, because they wouldn't let me bring a fucking pig. So it was at some other place for 10 months before they closed down. So he's claiming he's not like responsible. He didn't just like throw it in a ditch and like leave it to die.
Gotcha.
So that would be, and I'm kind of inclined to believe him.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think he's that big of a piece of shit. Like I think most people hate him because he's sort of like obnoxious and abrasive, but like that's to me not a reason to hate somebody.
Yeah,
it could be a reason to not like them, like to not want to watch their shit. But I don't think he's like that bad of a person. I'm probably just overlooking some really bad stuff. But
no, I mean, I was like watching like YouTube drama when he did the whole like Japanese. He went to Japan.
I would still do that if that could get us a bunch of viewers right now. I would literally go to the Japanese forest and stand next to a dead body. Who the fuck?
Right, but
sorry.
Okay, I know you're joking about that.
Absolutely.
But I feel like
100%.
There are certain things though about like the scope of YouTube and changes that are so weird. Like 5 years ago, if someone were putting ads in their video, like commenters, which we know are the smartest people ever, will be like, "Whoa, you're selling out. You just want to make money." Like the idea of like YouTubers only making YouTube videos to make money has like completely changed. It used to be like you should do it because it's fun, but now it's like so normal for everyone to try to like. I mean, there's a line, but the idea of a YouTuber only doing it for money is not so foreign and frowned upon. And I think doing things for like clickbait feel the same way, but I guess it depends on like where the culture is and whatnot. But yeah, when I watch that video, it's like, yeah, that was stupid. But I mean, I could understand how somebody like him who's like traveling the world and it's always like, what are the craziest things I'm doing? And I mean, like I could understand how he would make a mistake like that. And he hasn't made a mistake like that since, you know? So it's like, I don't like love his content, but I don't think he's like the worst human being ever.
Honestly, I don't even think his shows that or like Impulsive or whatever. I don't even think it's that bad. I just don't like the other guy on there.
Yeah.
The guy that sits right. I don't really like any of his crew.
Yeah, his friends.
Who's the guy? Mike Malik. That's how he's,
yeah.
I think that's his name. Mike Malik or something. Dated Lana Rhoades.
We've got that topic about like the disabled.
Yeah, well, let's start it this way. I'm not a big fan of these videos that go viral where it's like like somebody filming like a retarded person walking down the street, mentally retarded, Down syndrome, whatever you want to call them. I'm not being mean. And then you have the comment section. They're like, he just seems so happy. Like to me, that just is like really weird, condescending, even though the people in the comments aren't. So that's like was my initial thing of like why I thought of this, where there's this video of this guy. He's like probably, I don't know what the fuck his deal is. He's just one of those people in the town that walks around, probably like schizo or something, like full blown schizo. You know, he's like, I'm going to school today. Like
creative young man.
And I'm not making fun of him, but I'm saying like people go that. And then the comments is like, he's so nice. Make sure you go back and tell him how nice of a person he is. He probably loves to hear that. It's like, or we'll just treat him like a fucking human, like the guy recording the video did. So it's like 0% about me like hating that somebody made the video. It's just the culture it breeds of like people. Yeah. Well, and then they feel good about themselves too, which is also like, I watched an uplifting video today. I'm so good. Oh, I'm so good. I watched an I'm just gonna go full Tim Dillon.
Me feel happy. I remember seeing this picture on Reddit. It was like on the r/pics, and it was like a Down syndrome guy working at McDonald's, and they're like, this man has been working here for 40 years. And then obviously it's like has all the Reddit gold and all the new Reddit awards they give out, and everyone's like, wow. And I bet he doesn't complain. And it's like, dude, his brain is different.
Yeah.
That's why he's able to work at the same McDonald's for 30, 40, 100 years and not complain. Like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know. I mean, that's the reality, which is what people hate to hear. But yeah, like you said.
Can I tell you the video to pull up?
Yeah.
Okay,
People just get that weird, like you were saying, they just get this weird high off of like looking, because they have to be judgmental themselves. They have to look at someone who has special needs and go, oh, they're below me, so I will be better when I'm nice to them. Like they do the same thing in a different way.
My mom showed me a fucking like TED Talk one time of somebody in a wheelchair who's like, life's not all that bad.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
Someone without a face.
I was like,
they're like, I'm beautiful.
Like, look how miserable. It's like, yeah, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad he's found a way to be happy, but also like, I don't believe that shit, because when I get crippled and disabled and I'm fucking on the ground and you and your wife have to push me around and I'm just living with you guys. And when that happens, I'm going to probably do the same shit where I'm like, life actually isn't that bad, you know?
Oh, I found a bunch of things though. Speaking of which, I just typed in on YouTube Down syndrome news.
Yeah.
And I had like 20 different videos. So it's like Utah couple with Down syndrome running popular food truck. The other one was like this prom couple, and this girl was like, I've been friends. Oh my gosh, let me, I needed to play this soundbite for you.
More than 4 million.
Whoa, shut up. So they've been friends for years, and so then they're going to prom. And this is the claim that's being made on the news.
And Ben was always the one person Rachel could count on. Their friendship, so unconditional. For the longest time, Rachel didn't even know Ben had Down syndrome.
I guess someone
That's a
told
wild
me.
line.
So she's like more retarded than he is. Because if he
for the longest time, she didn't really see a Down syndrome. That just means she probably didn't know what it was. It's
Yeah.
not that him specifically, like
Right.
he wasn't passing.
She didn't even know that he had Down syndrome.
Wait, he's 23 chromosome passing, or
Yeah.
how would you say that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I like when half Asians, what are the
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
white,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
white passing. He's
23 and a half passing. Is that what
I
you
mean,
said?
yeah. Now that I look at her, no, let's just play the rest of it.
Okay.
Me eventually and explained it, but
Did it change anything?
no.
Whatever. What if she wanted to date him and then her parents had to say like, hey, he's got Down syndrome?
No, he's still just my best friend after that.
When you say best friend, you mean best friend.
I mean,
What a stupid question. I hate when you say
What is
best
this? Is
friend.
this 60 Minutes?
This is
Or not 60 Minutes? Inside
CBS Evening News.
CBS Evening News. Right.
best friend, yeah.
This is what people didn't understand.
I mean, he probably doesn't start drama with her. You know, girls are always involved in drama. So maybe
Yeah.
When they saw your video.
Yeah.
He's all fun.
50 years ago, back when a lot of special needs kids were
Nice.
still being institutionalized, few people could have ever imagined a utopian moment such as this. A time and place where differences melt away, and kids like Ben are recognized less for their Down syndrome and more for their ability to get down.
That is an awesome line. That is an
Whoa.
all-time line.
To get down, yeah. Oh, man.
What are the comments? That's like the thing that pisses me off.
Here we go. Oh, my gosh.
Top
Okay, well,
comment
this, I don't know how old. Just a real, genuine friendship. Nothing hokey or flaky about it. Guess nobody's going to talk about how my okay, whatever. Shut up. People, and this one, and people
Jeez.
say a boy and a girl can't be best friends. They can when one of them has Down syndrome.
when Harry met Sally, more like when Harry had Down syndrome,
Yeah.
right?
And then this guy's profile picture is a caveman, Hugh Janus. He says he came to prom looking pimpish with a beautiful girl on his arm, then slayed the dance floor. You go, Ben. And this is Ben Avery, by the way.
Fuck. Dude, it is like he's a very happy person.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And that's nice that I mean,
I just don't know why they phrased it as they
Like they're
didn't know he was
friends.
that they didn't know he was retarded.
I know.
It's like it's okay if she knew he clearly has Down syndrome.
Right.
Doesn't like, and she already said we're friends. But yeah, I hate those interview questions too. You're
Like
his
best friend.
Best friend. You mean it, huh? It's like, yeah, because most of the time when people talk about retards, they don't mean that they like them or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, I don't know. What a cock.
I
Yeah,
know.
those comments actually weren't that bad either.
Yeah, they weren't. From a different time. Do you remember your first interaction with a disabled
First time
person?
having sex with the disabled person?
Yeah, I do.
How disabled are we talking?
I'll share mine and then I'll let you.
Yeah, well, I
use
mean, I
that
remember
prompt.
the first person that was off, like in a class, like in kindergarten, we had a girl and her name was Alyssa. Have I told you about Alyssa before?
I don't think so.
She'd go around the room and she'd go, Alyssa, touch your hair. Alyssa, touch your hair. She would just go around and say, Alyssa, touch your hair. And I would always be like, no, Alyssa, you can't touch my hair. Because I don't like when people touch me, but like, I was like, no, Alyssa, because remember, we took the autism quiz last week.
Yeah.
I'm flaming autistic.
I had Christmas with my family last weekend, and I made all of them like take the quiz, and we were like comparing numbers. I wasn't the highest, so.
With your family, you did?
Yeah, but the first time I ever interacted with a disabled person, it was the first day of first grade, and I remember I get to my desk, I turn to my left to the first person, and I say, "Hi, my name's Carson. What's your name?" And he goes, "I'm Caleb." And I go, "Oh, nice to meet you." Then I turn to my right, and I go, "Hi, my name's Carson. What's your name?" And this guy just like, da 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 da, and I was like so confused. I remember being like shocked.
I told you about. I've told you about this kid in my class, Sherwood. I don't care. I'll fucking dox him. I mean, his name's so funny. It sounds like a tree or something. Sherwood.
Yeah.
What the fuck name is that? Anyway, yeah, I've told you about him before, but just so it's on the pod. We were in health class sophomore year of high school, so 16 years old, and the creepy health teacher's like, "All right, now you read," and he just sat there and he just started making like he was gonna try to read.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
He couldn't read. He did not know how to read.
Damn.
And he was a kid that had a pair with him all the time. Otherwise, he was not. Dude, he had a girlfriend, and she was like in the special class too. But I mean, like, she was like just kind of slow. She wasn't like retarded or like autistic or anything. She was just like literally the stupidest person in our class. And he dated her. He pulled her. So I don't know, but he could not write a love letter if he needed to. He couldn't read in health class. China. Dude, I remember too, another funny story. We had this kid, I'll just tell his name's Tyler, but he had a tick, so he'd do this thing where he just nod his head. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I did that. Oh yeah. Oh, you want to go down to the dunes?" That was his thing. I want to go to the dunes, because he was like he would like be on a fucking 4-wheeler, or there's this thing off-road, and yeah, you want to go to the dunes? But I remember in like 3rd grade, we're doing, I don't know, we're like learning about states or something, because he's like having to read, and he gets called on. He's like, yeah, and then in the South was, or actually I don't know this, the North part of it was West Virginia. He just said it like an inquisitive way, like the most inquisitive way, like looking at my teacher, just taking a shot at the target. And in the state of West Virginia. And like, I died laughing. I already knew what a vagina was. I was 9. I was like, yeah, this guy just said vagina. And then I'm like looking at like my 2 best friends who also know, like, we recently learned the word vagina for sure, but we know what it means. And I'm always like, and then our fucking teacher just like looks at us like, you guys should not be laughing. We're like, seriously? You just said vagina.
I know, that's hilarious. I would sometimes like laugh at the kids who would like, I remember one time, this was like in 2nd grade, we were in like a reading class, and this one girl was going to read someone in the book, his name was Jose, and she just like sits there for like 5 seconds, and then she's like, "Joe's," and it was like, I couldn't even laugh at that. I was like,
and you were like, I'm going to Moog Fest.
Exactly.
Moog. The only reason I know that is because I just remember reading that whenever somebody said it, I don't know if it's somebody's name or something, or if they just named it that.
Yeah, Robert Moog.
Right, okay. Something where it's pronounced with the word Vogue. Like, that's how it was written. Like, whoever came up, like, I don't know. I
said Moog the first time?
Yeah.
That's retarded. Can you do an impression of any of the Jackass people? The guitar? Nice. I had some bit the other day. I didn't write it out.
I don't know. I can't do it like a Bam. Bam's voice is so funny.
Rock and roll. It's like, I don't know. He's hard to do.
So let's talk about Jackass really quick without going like too in depth, because I do want to do like a whole clippable thing of Jackass, and my head's not there right now. But yeah. That's a pretty good Steve-O.
Thanks.
His voice was like really bad for a while.
I know.
I mean, it's not better, but I mean, like, it's
because my teeth, when I do this, dude, my teeth gone. So I gotta put my teeth back in, and I gotta remember to put my teeth in every morning.
Did you watch an interview or something of him recently?
Dude, I've been listening to my own podcast. I've had all the boys. I've had Johnny. He's fucking great.
I'm Johnny Knoxville. No,
Bam.
That was
Bam and I have squashed the beef. We're rehab buddies.
That's
and relapse buddies.
That's honestly a pretty good impression. Yeah, I did see that thumbnail and I started like 2 minutes of it and I was like, oh man, I'm Bam. Oh, he's gonna be so pissed, man. He's gonna open up his drawer and just see t-shirts with cheeseburgers on them. I don't even know, dude. He's progressively like it's higher.
Yeah, his voice now though is so different from what it used to be. He's like, all right, rock and roll. I can't even do an impression, but I don't even need to, dude. We can just fart it up.
I hope it doesn't like relapse or anything again, obviously. But
posting photos, and then people just started like catching wind that I
posting. Yeah, I can't do it.
I truly like love Bam Margera though.
Yeah,
he's like probably like I was thinking about how funny it would be if like as we are name dropping more and more people, not name dropping because it's not like we're hanging out, but you know what I mean. Like as we say people, it'd be funny. We gotta get a little like Super Smash Bros. Character selection screen, you know, and the people we like more toward the middle, or we could maybe split them good and bad or something. But I was just thinking like Bam would be like toward the middle for me on my selection screen.
Honestly, I think about way too often how incredible it is that he rose to fame at such a young age and his parents had like eyes on like his finances and stuff and that they have like supported him and they like he has a great relationship with his parents. Like that just like blows my mind. I mean, aside from like him just like having the Viva La Bam show and just like he'll go and I saw him on Cribs and he's like, this is my dad Phil, and he just like, you know, chokes him out in like his office chair and knocks him over. And
I love the fucking cheeseburger thing, dude. It's like one of the first episodes, but I'm gonna rewatch all those. I think they've got to be on Paramount, right?
Yeah, they're all on Paramount Plus.
CBS, or I mean, MTV's owned by all of
But Jackass 4.5 is on Netflix.
I have 4.5. There's like a deleted or extended, or how does that work?
Yeah, just extended.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I have not seen it yet, so maybe we'll watch it and do a review of it. Like a year late. It's probably when did it come out? Like last summer.
It came out like a year ago.
So
I don't know if you guys have heard of this new stuntman, Eric Andre. Now it turns out he was actually a comedian. Yeah, he's in it.
Do you like Eric Andre?
I like the first 3 seasons of the Eric Andre show. I liked it a lot when I first watched it. I don't know how well it's aged, but that's about all I like about him.
Well, the Nardwuar interview is like fucking hilarious.
Oh yes, yeah. He's like, "What are you doing? Do you know you smell?" I mean, like honestly, he's the only person brave enough to try to like get him to break. You know, you got to give him props for that.
Yeah.
Hats off. I will take my hat off for Eric Andre for mess it up the first time. Wait, can I? It's called a racist fart, folks. We had to censor that one.
That might be it for me. I don't know if you have more. I have a conspiracy.
What's
and
that?
Maybe this can be a segment where just little things. It doesn't have to be something you bought into or looked into because you'll see. But my conspiracy of the week is I think now it's common practice on like major networks, news, sports, everything to do the say a word wrong and say another like inappropriate word.
Like news.
So Tony Romo the other day, sports broadcaster, former NFL player, he said the guy's name is Adrian Amos, and he kept saying Adrian Anus, and he kept saying anus, and I was like, somebody's got to have paid him. But I've like bought into this theory because I just keep hearing people like fuck up words that are like it's almost like they're getting paid. Just say shit on TV and make it, you know, when you're trying to say ship.
Here, I've got it. I think I've got it.
Great job by Amos. Times this perfectly come flying off, and boom. Amos says, anus, ain't gonna score on us.
So there's
Anus
the idea
says anus.
There is the idea that he was trying to do like a pun and didn't realize like anus, like Amos ain't gonna score on us, but he just said anus. Like, so I don't know, but I've been noticing this more. Just keep your ears perked. That might be worse though, but I'm not even trying to hear it. In fact, I had this theory before I saw this video like 2 days ago. So Adrian Anus.
Honestly though, sport like football commentary in specific, like the stuff they say is just so insane.
Look up like Troy Aikman. He has like all the sexual innuendos because the way he talks, he'll just be like, "You got a guy that's coming inside," like that kind of stuff.
Okay, because like this happened at Thanksgiving, but over Christmas, you know, my grandma before we eat, she's praying and she has a very soft voice. She's like, "And that you bless us," and then the TV's on, football's playing, and it's like, "And when you've just got these two guys, they're coming for balls. They just come for balls all day long. Look at those balls."
It was probably. I'm not even gonna lie. I almost think it was Troy Aikman.
So we lost our audience in this episode. We got them back. We've introduced some new elements of sound, folks. I'm talking And but also, this is our last episode, is it?
Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh boy.
It's not.
We'll be back next week.
See ya.